never inside. Where you going, boy? Never inside. Where you at? Never inside. Inside.
The never inside theory. Are we going outsiding? That's the theory. Let's outside. Outside ain't easy. The P-Bros are back. Welcome back to the Never Inside Theory. I am Poundsign.
What's up, Poundsign?
And always I am with my co-host Luke.
The Luke.
And we are back after a little hiatus.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
It's been a few weeks.
Yeah. What happened to you, man?
Dude, busy. Busy, and it's hot, which makes everything feel more exhausting than anything else.
Yeah, in fact, it's so hot that we're having issues. You'll excuse us. We'll see. We might have made a pretty good quick fix, but it's so hot that we need the air conditioner in this room that we call the Never Inside Shack. And we're even willing to have the sound in the background to annoy you guys with because it's better than no content, but it keeps tripping the breaker because we got all these fancy lights around here that are making us look epic, and that means we have to sweat.
Right. And
because
that was just, it's so hot today doing our other things before we got here that I'm going to sit here and sweat also. Because
why, Poundsign?
Because I had to take Blue Steel.
The cup?
Cheers to Blue Steel.
Oh.
My Jeep to Bear Alignment. Shout out Bear Alignment Marietta. They've done a lot of work on there, and the guys are awesome.
Yeah.
And to get the AC looked at, because it's just too hot to drive that thing around.
But that being said, we got some good stuff to talk about with old Blue Steel, right?
We did.
Because Blue Steel has actually made its
maiden voyage?
Probably like 20th maiden voyage in its lifetime.
The real deal. It's not just bebopping down to the local path off the side of the road.
Right.
This was actually put it to the test. And it was a little sketchy at some points.
Yeah.
So we went to Big Bear.
Yeah, we can get into that, but I feel like we should chat a little more about life.
Oh,
life. Like why has it taken us so long to get in here, get in the Never Inside Shack, and pump out some more magic for our outsiders?
I give up.
Because we're some busy mofos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're busy. We got
it.
lots of things going on. As we say, this podcast is about outsiding, but it's also about outsiding as a mindset, right? Entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Things of the sort. Also, we've got a cool, and what's making me think about that is we've got a cool interaction. You had an interaction.
Oh, yes, I did.
That I think is worth telling about.
Okay, so Slow Burn and I were having Bloody Marys at the French Valley Airport.
Mm-hmm.
They make,
as you do,
as I do regularly. It's on my schedule. It's on my calendar. They make the best Bloody Marys ever, and I am a Bloody Mary connoisseur. And a lot of people say that, but I have had Bloody Marys all throughout our great nation. I have had just Zing Zang and some vodka in a cup at the house, all the way to a cup you can't lift because there are skewers coming out with all kinds of vegetables, celery stalks and beans and olives. Shrimp was on there. Bacon, chicken tenders. I mean, the whole thing, dude. Okay, I love Bloody Marys. And
you don't say.
I just got off track. I just want to talking about Bloody Marys.
So
French Valley Airport.
French Valley Airport having Bloody Marys.
Having Bloody Marys.
And just minding your own business.
Yes. Now,
everyone else minding your business.
People minding my business, but I have to give, credit, not credit. I have to give something to the people that weren't minding their business. And it's because I and you are very loud, right? Not yelling and screaming, just our volume is just a high volume. Right?
Our throat holes open up extra wide when we talk.
Right, and so we really had no choice but start recording it, hence the podcast.
Right.
So, and then, of course, Slow Burn is also just as loud. And
I'd almost venture to say more loud.
Potentially more loud. And that is one of the reasons that I dug her, is because we matched each other's just loudness.
Take the looks off of you.
Yeah, right. We can just build it. So, as we do, we drink Bloody Marys, and we're, of course, loud. And we know the bartender, so that gives us right to be even more loud, obnoxious, and it's a whole thing.
Right.
So we finish up, we're walking away, and this very nice gentleman stops me and says, "Hey, do you have a podcast?" And because we've had Bloody Marys, I had to stop and think about
And it's been a while. We haven't really been podcasting.
It's been a little
lately.
bit, and even when we do, we really just don't talk about it necessarily. Come in there and do our thing. In any case, I started thinking, and of course, Slow Burn was like, "Well, yeah, he does, the never inside theory, And he's like, "I knew it." He's like, "I heard you laughing from across the room." He's like, "I wasn't sure if that was
that's
you."
Crazy.
Yeah, and he was, so from across the bar. Anyway.
Go on. Sorry.
Okay, so I was like, dude, that's cool, and I was like super excited. He introduced me to his very nice girlfriend, and super cool couple.
So that's pretty cool because
it made my day for sure.
Absolutely, you called me right away. You're like, you never believe this.
I did.
We actually have fans.
We have at least one fan.
At least one
real fan.
Max.
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 Our boy Max.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for listening to the show. In fact, so this brings me back. Max, after his interaction with you, which is great. We actually have people we don't know that listen to the show. That's
right. It's not just our mom and our cousin.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the other two. But
the other two, that's right.
But so Max sends a message, a DM to the Instagram, just saying
the Instagram.
The Instagram.
Yeah.
The Never Inside Instagram.
Yeah, right.
That's not old man the Instagram. Not like the Google.
It's a Google.
But sends it to Instagram and just kind of, hey, I met one of you guys over, the airport, blah, blah. I just want to say hi. And like, that's cool. So I started chatting with him a little bit. And he's a super cool guy. He was like, yeah, let's see. I asked him where he heard of us. And what did he say?
Like where he picked up the podcast from?
Yeah.
Dude, I swear I asked him about that too. But I can't be held responsible for remembering much of that.
Well, I can't even find my phone right now. So
that brunch.
I was going to pull it up. But either way, he got into, he liked the entrepreneurship aspect of it. So that was always something that I wanted to push. But it's not always something that we push, right? I don't want the podcast to turn into this thing where you can't figure out why you're listening to it.
Right. Yeah,
right.
Yes.
You're here to hear about some goddamn outsiding.
That's right. Let's
right?
keep it. Let's stay focused.
Some outdoorsing.
Right.
But I do want to occasionally dabble in the outsiding as a mindset in entrepreneurship and moving forward. Right. So which brings me even further back to why we've been so busy. Right.
We have been doing a lot of stuff.
So in the outside mindset that we have, we've been doing some shuffling of assets between ourselves and partners. There's more than just us.
Right.
So we won't get into details with names and stuff like that.
Right.
But besides our own, everyone knows that listens what we are involved in anyway.
Right.
But so we have as a corporation that owns the Mad Axer, we've purchased an escape room without
several. 4 escape rooms, as a matter of fact.
Well, one
building,
one business, escape room business
full of escape rooms
with 4 escape rooms in it.
Conveniently.
So we've spent some money. We've financed some things. And we've now expanded our portfolio.
That's right. Which is super cool because escape rooms are the shit.
Yeah. So
as a matter of fact, Tom has one. I wasn't supposed to use names. Bobby has one escape room that is an outsiding. You're like in the jungle in this little tent, and you got to figure your way through it. So that's pretty cool.
Aren't you going to try that tonight?
I am going to. It isn't one of our escape rooms, but it is from the gentleman that has other escape rooms, and it's supposed to be the scariest escape room
in like all of Southern California.
In like all of Southern California. So,
big words. So
not a big. I don't necessarily like being scared, but I do enjoy the adrenaline rush from being scared. So I kind of put myself in a situation. I have more since I've lived here by far, but even before then, I really didn't like scary movies, even that much, really. But I had a friend that took us to Not Scary Farm, and that is intense, dude. And
I still never been to that.
And I enjoyed it. So I did. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool, and it's done really well, you know. And I feel like
I've heard good things.
They're not going to do anything that's going to really hurt you, so you remember that.
Right.
So that was cool. And so we're gonna go do the scariest. It's Clever Fox.
Yeah.
Shout out.
So we're in the escape room business now, and that's really exciting. But we've also done some shuffling between ourselves, and now you can give an applause for the new half owner of Essential Ink Body Art.
That's right. Bought in. So we're fitty.
Yeah, we're partners,
which is cool.
And that's exciting.
Yep.
Hopefully it works out better for me than for you. There's a chance it might work out better for you than for me. Either way, it's
in the long run, it's going to be good.
It's cool. I'm diversifying everything. I'm trying to avoid being stuck in one cornhole. Pigeonholed in tattooing. In fact, just because it's funny, in doing all this, I have to create another of my own corporations
to make the taxes work.
So I'm now my own business within the business of the tattoo shop,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And because I love tattooing, and tattooing has actually afforded me the ability to get to the point where I am right now in life. Into being into all the other endeavors that I'm doing, but I don't want to do it as a living anymore. I'll never stop loving it. I don't want to do it as a living anymore. I'm tired of having to sit there and grind away for 12 hours a day if I want to make the living I want to make, right? So I've been trying to get out of that as being my main income, and it's going in that direction. My phone is in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. All right. That's one of my businesses, calling a customer trying to give me some money. Okay. So, I can't remember where I was going with that.
So, we have diversified. We have a couple partners in the Essential Ink Body Art now. So, we're going to be working on that. And then the escape room. And then, of course, we still have plans for spring to open another family entertainment center.
Big things.
Menifee, California.
Big things.
So that is why we have not been recording
huge
stuff.
Things. We're pretty much perfect in every way. Is that a good Trump? That's a terrible Trump,
dude.
Let's not get into that then.
Yeah.
Let's not even go there.
Not my favorite,
but hey, keep outside and keep your mind open. All right, keep your ideas ready to go. Keep your don't let the comment of the day is: do not let opportunity pass you by. Seize the opportunity.
Carpe
the opportunity. Whenever you have to, because they'll come and they'll go. And if you don't spot them and snatch them up while you got that chance, you'll miss them.
That's right.
Right? Now, some outsiding.
I mean, that's why we're here, right?
That's why we're here. To talk about some outside and some off-roading. We did some pretty cool stuff. So it was my birthday.
Yep. Luke turned 65.
65 years. Wait, hey. No.
45.
It might as well be 65, right?
Might as well be 65.
They say 65 is the new 45, which should technically make me 65.
I think it's the other way around. I think 45 is the new 35.
Right, and that's not the other way around.
So I'd make me 37.
Anyway.
Okay, let's get back on track. Okay, so we went outsiding. We decided for your birthday to go overlanding.
No, we decided for my birthday we were going to go backpacking through the mountains in Tahoe.
Right. That's right.
With a big group of capable men and women, and everyone flaked. So you and I decided we were going to go do some little off-roading, right?
That's right. We're going to stay a little closer to home and take the vehicles out.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we know yours is certainly capable. We've done that several times. And we've taken Blue Steel up the little mountain nearby here, but we're like, let's really put this to the test.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we filled our vehicles full of all of our camping gear because we each had a vehicle to ourselves to completely fill up, so we didn't have to leave anything behind, which I was pretty stoked on.
Yeah.
And we went to Big Bear, but we went, I keep forgetting, Holcomb Creek?
Yep.
Holcomb Creek, which is on the north side
Yes.
of Big Bear Mountain.
Yes.
The hot side.
The hot side, the desert side.
The desert side. It is so wild. So we drove all the way over there. So we're heading out. So where were we heading to? Is there a landmark that we were heading to? What was that little city that we're going to buy all of our...
So, Hesperia, Apple Valley area.
Okay.
Is where we were leaving from there to go up the mountain to Big Bear via dirt roads and camping.
And camping.
Yeah.
Right. So we're heading over there about, an hour and a half drive.
Well, we stopped at REI.
We did stop at REI, of course. How do you not?
I mean, it's REI.
And I love REI. I got me a new jet boil.
Oh.
And it's...
You got the fancy one.
I got the fancy one, the little igniter.
Mm-hmm.
So it worked fantastically. I got a little mini portable shower. That didn't actually work. I didn't use it. Not that it didn't work. I didn't use it. So, but to get that, I got you a little birthday present, a little cool little rocking chair.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I got one of those. What do they call it? The easy. I don't know.
Easy up
rocket chair.
Rocket chair. Yeah, exactly.
That's the one. That's awesome. I would never spend $70 on a chair like that, probably,
dude,
but I'll take one for my birthday present.
Yep, it was so that worked out fantastically for you.
Yeah, super comfy.
And some fresh wipes for the junk while we're camping.
Is that all we got?
And
they told us that they were out of adventure passes. There's an adventure pass shortage, everyone.
Per REI, which is really weird because you would think they would have their... Well, you'll understand more in a minute. But, so we wanted to get fishing passes and
fishing licenses. I had a feeling they didn't have the fishing licenses.
Okay.
I was right about the adventure passes. They typically do have the adventure pass, but they did not. The girl literally sat there and said, "No, there's a adventure pass shortage. In fact, if you really want to get one, you can go down to the Hesperia." Was it Hesperia?
I think so.
The Hesperia Library and rent an adventure pass for the weekend.
Dude, how long do you not have passes to sell that they have to come up with a backup plan like the library? Like, that doesn't just, we're out for a day, sorry, come back tomorrow. That's like, this young girl felt like she wasn't lying to us, somebody told her that, right?
Right.
And then gave her a backup plan, which is the library, because we don't know when we're going to have any. That's the way it came across. Like, we don't have any, and we're not sure when we're going to have any.
I see a conspiracy here.
I do too, dude. The
library starts with lie.
It does. I hadn't considered that.
And I'm just saying, maybe it's just a way for us to back off. Yeah, they got them in the library. Yeah. Anyway,
I don't know, dude. I think there is something more to it.
No, I think that she was out of
misinformed.
I think they forgot to order more, so it can't be their fault. It's the whole world's fault for being out of them. Anyway, we moved.
Yes. So we didn't get them, and we're just gonna ride dirty.
Yeah, and then
go camp dirty.
And then we found ourselves in this situation here.
Yes. That's great. That is me replacing. I can't remember if that's when I found out.
This is when we got back.
Okay, so I'm replacing the clamp on my upper radiator hose.
Yes, it is.
Yes. So we're cruising right by the creek there, and we drive by a national forest, right?
And yeah, Yeah.
And you were like, you just pulled over. And you're like, waved me down. You pulled over. We forgot our walkie-talkies, so we lied. We brought everything but the walkie-talkies, and then we were losing phone service, right? In and out or something like that. That's why you couldn't call me. Anyway,
Yeah, the phone service wasn't good.
Right. So you flagged me down.
I was like, hey, we have these free, because we're veterans, free passes to go in the national parks.
Right.
And it was like some river fork something. And I was like, oh, we're just out doing whatever we want to do. Maybe there's something we want to go check out. I figured I couldn't call him. Let's pull over and see what he thought.
Right.
Pull over.
Yep.
Tell you, we decide, okay, well, we'll keep that in mind if whatever, however Jeep's doing, whatever. Look down, and there's radiator fluid coming from the front of your vehicle.
There was a little puddle of green coolant. Now, I thought that I saw that at some other time and then never saw it again. So, checked it. Everything was fine. Didn't think anything of it. And I feel like there was a drip, but I just passed off water like early on. But it drove fine.
Right.
No overheating, no nothing. And so very, very fortunately, he was like, hey. And I was like, oh, shit. So
hey.
I pulled over the side of the road.
What's going on there?
Popped the hood, and coolant was spraying out from where the upper radiator hose meets the radiator.
Yeah.
Just spraying out of there.
Right.
And I was like, well, shit.
Yeah, so at this point, we're thinking either the cracked radiator, cracked hose.
Right.
Probably, who knows? Who knows? It could
grimy,
be super easy.
Because that's super old, so there's just shit all grinding all around
it.
So.
Could be super easy. Could be a clamp. Could be the whole hose. Could be the whole radiator needs to be replaced.
Yeah.
This could go anywhere.
Yeah.
And so it's hot, still spraying out. So we decided, okay.
It's a 90-something degrees outside.
Yeah.
On top of that.
So we figure out there's things in town that we can.
Well, we had to go into town anyways.
Right. We
to
get food, steak meat.
Steak meat. We needed food and some eggs and corned beef hash for breakfast and munchies and all the things.
Yes.
Right. So we're like, well, we're going to go into town, and I will just find an AutoZone and pick up upper radiator hose and a couple clamps, because I have the tools in the Jeep to do that job. Not much else I can do on the side of the road. So I was like, well, and it's a 96 Jeep. Parts are readily available, I figured, and they very much were. So we headed into town, and that was nice because I don't have AC. Blue Steel does not have AC. That is another reason why I mentioned at the top of the show where it is at bare alignment, having the AC looked at. Because I realized I got through it, and it really wasn't that bad, but it could have been a little bit more comfortable. And there's some other reasons down the road that.
Yeah. And we don't need to get too crazy with this story, right?
Are we getting
if we get too detailed with this, it's going to be a long podcast.
You're right.
So needless to say, he jumped out of Blue Steel and jumped into Red Iron, all right, and came on down. No, just kidding. That's the first time. Was that good? Should I? Nah, it doesn't have quite a ring to it.
It was good. You had to do it spontaneously to really test it out.
Right.
So.
Didn't work. Okay. So we came back. We were thinking it could be a big deal. You were willing to get the thing towed, and we were still going to go camping, right? Just in my truck, because we were within range. You could get it towed and not deal with it.
Either way, yes, we went to town.
Hose was just loose. Put the hose back on. New clamp. Good to go. Right?
Headed up the mountain.
Little more fluid. Good to go.
I would rather have a little bit of a longer Superman story to fix the situation as the super mechanic, but that's essentially what happened, yes.
He was very talented while fixing the Jeep.
On the side of the road.
It was magical to watch.
Okay, there we go. Now I feel better.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So we got it back together. It did make me a little bit nervous the entire...
This is what he looked like
my head
when he took breaks.
That's my...
I don't think that's the doctored up one.
It's still pretty good, though.
Those of you just listening, it's
a picture of me,
Jacob,
with Blue Steel in the background, and that's my cover page for my portfolio when I go to Hollywood and want to be in movies.
Right. So we went did a little off-roading. This road was pretty cool. It was just the right amount of bumpy, right? It's called Coxie Road.
Coxie Road.
It goes from that area, Apple Valley, up to Big Bear, through Fawnskin.
Fawnskin.
Comes out at Fawnskin.
Yeah.
And there's the yellow post. So you can find this for those of you that are trying to figure out where around them they can do this. If you find a place with dirt roads like Forest Service roads and stuff like that, look for yellow post sites. At least in California, I'm guessing that's a federal thing, so it's probably everywhere. But yellow post sites are these little campgrounds that they literally typically just have like a fire ring type of deal going on.
There you go, just like that.
Like so.
And a leveled area.
Yeah.
Maybe a picnic bench.
Yeah. And you can go for this particular one. You got to be on you got to have a decent off-road vehicle to get to it.
You're not going to get there in a car for sure.
Right. And this road also goes. It drives right past the PCT, which is cool. There's like some campgrounds that PCTers will stay at that you can access from there. There's some hot springs that we never went and found, but basically it was a cool trip. First night at a yellow post site, chilled out, had a cool fire, ate some good meat that we cooked.
Yeah, dude, that was awesome.
And the next night, old Blue Steel was limping a little.
So a lot of the roads are you can get up and they're great roads, but they're rough, right? Because they've been eroded a little bit, so there's little tiny bumps, and you go over them too fast. It's like
like that wash.
Exactly. It's washed out. Some of them had really sharp rocks. We can get through most of it in 2-wheel drive. I had to put it in 4 high and then 4 low for a couple of them to get up, and that was a lot of fun. But it was it just kind of jostled you around a lot, and so I don't know if we said this or not. So Luke and I gave Blue Steel a facelift, almost literally a 3-inch lift.
Yeah,
right.
That's
We did the suspension springs and
yeah, we left all this out.
Yeah,
it's kind of important.
This is very important. So we did all that before, which was another reason we wanted to go really try it out. So we did all that, and actually it's really cool because the ass end was all saggy, right? Because it's old. It's an old ass Jeep, and so it actually lifted about 5 inches, which is pretty cool. So it restored 2 inches and then added 3 inches, right? So and it leveled it out, and the thing is great, but very bouncy, right? I'm not sure. I think it's just a new suspension, so it's stiffer, but it's also made to go out and do some things, and yeah. So I forgot where I was going with that.
It's okay.
So anyway, so we're out there. We went camping, and the next day, so there's a little rattle. So I had the window down, no AC, so I kind of hear everything, right? And I started hearing a little bit of a rattling. So kind of like just a little piece of metal that's just not tightened down. Rattling
right
on the
one of those
front left wheel, and it still was turning and going up and down the mountains and everything, and four-wheeling in and out, no problem. But the little chatter, a little rattle kind of got louder and louder, and so it was fairly rough. It was a little bit of a challenge getting through it. You get to slow down and kind of go over these things, and I didn't want something that was slowly rattling loose to come loose at the top of a off-road, rough road that I couldn't get AAA in. Right. And
so
to tow it.
So we decided to glamp the
second night. We went to a much more easy to get to campground, which was so much fun.
Still along that road, on Coxie Road, it's a cool little campground. It's a beautiful campground.
Yeah.
Really, trees everywhere. There's a cool picture that we got of look how the stance of that Jeep's looking right there.
That's right, dude.
It's not too shabby.
We put a 3-inch spacers on the wheels, so they
stick out more
stick
too.
Out a little more staggered. They're in the staggered, but they got a little bit, which is a little nicer stance too. And I know all of you mechanics out there, spacers are terrible because they mess with your ball joints and all these things. But I think they look cool, and Blue Steel. The only reason I have it is to do cool things.
Well, yeah.
So it's going to look cool, and if the ball joint is good as shit, then we'll put new ones
that's
on.
what you have it for.
That is what it is. So I get it. I do get it to all my old mechanic friends. I did it anyways, and I like it. I love it a lot. I take pictures of it all the time. So there you go. So that That was a lot of fun.
It was a good trip. Look at this. I'll show you a little photography that I did
A little
here.
rainbow.
I really have, that doesn't look
That
very,
is precious.
I don't know how good it looks on that screen, but I didn't. It wasn't the best opportunities, but got a little of that. And I also got to try out my new. This is a plug like no other. My new Hard Impact Designs, quick release rooftop tent mounts. That's a new thing that we're selling on the website. So if those of you guys that enjoy doing this kind of stuff, have rooftop tents, go check those out. They're brand new. I just dropped the price big time. So they're cool. It's like they're just here. I'll put a picture of them when actually. That was a video. This picture, that's another video. Anyway, they're really cool. They mount to the bottom of your tent on the top of your rack, and you just drop it on. Drop some pins in. You get a locking pin. They're pretty cool. So neverinside.com. Check it out. But the rest of the weekend was pretty cool, man. We just hung out. We did some fishing.
We did a little bit of fishing
in Big Bear Lake. Didn't catch a thing. Didn't get a nibble.
And it was great. We just put the ezy up out and then got out of the sun for a little bit. It was hot during the day. It was in the upper 90s.
Yeah.
And then so up going up the initially going up the road, especially in the desert side of the mountain, there's a lot of dust that's get kicked up. And so I was following Luke for a lot of the ways, and the windows down and just a cloud of dust for miles. And I was like, okay, this is getting gross. And so we switched spots. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, that's it. That's one of them. So this bottom part.
They're not that big.
They're not as big as the TV.
Right.
They go under your tent.
They're like an inch.
Anyway.
Inch by inch.
Anyway, pretty cool stuff.
2 inches maybe. So, a lot of dirt.
A lot of dirt.
A lot of dirt and grime, but that's what you do.
It's what you do when you're doing a little outside. And I'm trying to work on getting Brad here, or on the old T-Varoo.
The TV?
The old T-Varoo
Okay.
ski. I really want him to tell us. So our buddy Brad Peterson, he's got a story of climbing Mount Shasta to I won't tell the punchline of the story, but it's a good one, and he's told it to me before, and he's the guy that I hiked the John Muir Trail with. So we're gonna get him on here soon. He just doesn't know it yet. He's gonna tell us that story. And that's it. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Dude, well, one of the things about that second campsite that I thought was really cool is there was a path a trail that we followed out. And if you're from the area, you drive down the highway and you pass, when you kind of get out, like if you're going to San Diego or whatever, there's a lot of land, right, with rocks everywhere, white rocks. Mm-hmm. But I don't think you realize how big those suckers are until you go walk to them. I mean, they're massive. I don't know if you have a picture
I do, yeah,
of me
I'm
standing next to that
there.
boulder, but it's 5 times maybe my height. I mean, so you get out there into the wilderness, and it was just a really surreal place because they kept it immaculate, because you got to, of course, pay to be at that second one.
Right.
And it was very, very well done. That's a picture of it, but there I am. Look at it. It's massive.
Yeah.
It's
like
a
1,
maybe 3,
2,
yeah, maybe not 5, but
3.
Either way.
Yeah, I had
Same
to fact check you there.
Yeah, that's right. So okay, I was elaborating a little bit, or not elaborating, exaggerating a little bit, embellishing some. But it's one of those things that you forget about because pictures just don't do it justice.
No.
Now your hobby / you're getting into more of a professional way of photography, being a photographer,
photographizing,
and you can really make these pictures pop, right? Which is what professionals do. And
that's the idea.
The idea is to as much as you can to capture what's really going on,
Right.
not just a
Because so often do you go out there to these places that most people never make the effort to get to.
Right.
And you see these amazing landscapes and
It's
sights.
unreal, dude.
And you take a picture and you're like, I'm looking at it right in front of it, and it
it's
looks
just- it's
nothing like what it looks like in person.
Right.
And a good photographer, I'm not saying that's me, but a good photographer can do a good job of getting the person a little closer to understanding what it looked like being there. And that's what I think can be possible.
Right, and because a lot of the processes you show me was really cool. The computers and all programs
Yeah,
and
with
stuff,
all the
and then
editing and stuff.
and then you start to really see side by side comparisons. Because I think in a lot of times you see a really really good picture. These ones that win awards and they're,
Right.
and you're like, wow, dude. And you don't know what it is. Like your brain tells you that that's not a regular picture.
Like that it wasn't taken with
That's
an
not
iPhone.
it's not an iPhone, right?
Right.
It is it's a different thing. And then seeing what you do, you can kind of compare it. But in any case, every time we go outside and I just stand there in awe at these places. Like, man, it is just unreal.
It's crazy.
It's
Isn't it?
quiet and just a different world,
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I love my technology and I love my AC and I love all of the things, right? But that is also something that I just really love, and I wish that everybody could just experience at least once. And it's different walking around by yourself too, knowing that there's nobody near you.
Right.
That campground, there was some people there, but they did a really good job of getting you over the ridge and then down, and still you're kind of out
Right.
of nowhere. But it just seemed unreal. It just seemed almost set up perfect,
Trying to find.
Anyways, it was super cool. That's the point of my story.
Yeah.
And I encourage everybody to go do that. Just go walk around
Go walk around outside.
outside.
That's the key.
But yeah, it was a good trip. And again, Blue Steel is at the 4-wheel drive doctor, and they're looking at everything, and they haven't called me yet, so they're probably making an extensive list of the things that need to be fixed. It's been several hours.
I'm sure they can come up with something.
And I love those guys, though. They take good care of me. And then we'll get it ready.
Who is that?
Bear Alignment in Marietta.
Good guys.
Yeah, good. Or is it Temecula?
We vouch for them.
I think it's Marietta.
Yeah. Marietta, yeah.
We're taking all my vehicles there. Yeah, really, really good guys. Super cool. Treat you right. And we're going to do that. Some new shoes on Blue Steel, and then we're going back out.
That's it.
It's going to be awesome.
Go do a little wheeling.
A little wheeling. I just can't get used to that. And all you guys that go wheeling, 4-wheel drive, I get it. That's the term. I don't know. It's just something about it. So I'm going to keep saying 4-wheel driving.
4-wheel driving. So I, as in true fashion, because that's what I like to do. I'm putting together one or some videos of the
At any
the
given
trip.
time.
Well, the
Yeah.
trip,
Yeah, for
this
sure.
particular, and at any given time as well. But if you want to see some cool little videos pop up here and there, make sure you follow us on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Never Inside in some form on all of them. Right?
All of them. All the things.
All of them. Check out the website, neverinside.com. It's also lets-outside.com. That's it. Give us a like, subscribe, share, tell everyone about how awesome the Never Inside theory is, and
we'd love to see comments of things that you would like us to maybe talk about or suggestions to go do. Any cool things that outsiders like to do that we might not know about.
yeah, something you're doing.
Something you're doing, that would
Let
be
us know.
great. And we
Come
would-
on the show and tell us about it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, not outside and like burying bodies and stuff like that, but
If that's your thing, we
If
don't
that's your
judge,
thing-
but
all right, guys. That's it.
that's it.
Let's outside.
Thank you again to all of our outsiders. Please check out our website, neverinside.com, for all of your gear. And you can reach out to Never Inside on Facebook and at Never Inside on Instagram. Let's outside.